Hello students and welcome to the second module. In this module we are going to talk about the programming concepts that will be used for programming an Arduino. So first of all we should know which language is supported to program an Arduino. The programming language is called Arduino programming language and it's built on C++. Syntax is very similar. There are few additional inbuilt functions and libraries which will be used, and most of the constructs and data types that we use in C programming, they are supported here. But that's not all. You have the support for additional programming languages also. So as we had told you that Arduino is an open source platform, so a group of people have developed independent projects that will allow you to program an Arduino using any other language. Some of the examples are Johnny5 project for Node.js support, PySerial project for Python support, and GoBot project for Go program coding. Now, when you write a program in Arduino programming language, that is called a sketch. It's not called a program, that's just a nomenclature that we use. All the files, they are saved with the extension .ino, and if you see, these are basically just last three letters of Arduino. In a typical Arduino code, there are two functions which are always there, and of course you can have more than two functions. So let us see what are those two functions. These two functions are setup and loop. Setup function and loop function. Setup function is basically to set the things up for initialization if we talk technically. So if you want to set up some initial conditions, you want to define some variable values, some global variables, you do that in setup function. And loop is the function which will keep on repeating. It's a set of statements that you want to repeat over a period of time, like getting a sensor data, processing it, and running a motor. This thing will keep on happening again and again, but defining that at what pin the sensor is connected, at what pin the motor is connected, that will go to the setup function. So these are the two things that you have to write definitely in an Arduino sketch. So setup function, if we revise, it is basically for defining your initial conditions, and loop will keep on iterating again and again. And just like C++ program, there is no main program here. So this is a major difference between C++ program and Arduino sketch. Let us have a look at one very simple Arduino code before we go ahead. So first of all, I am defining that there is a variable called LED pin and the value is 13. Okay, that means it is being done to define a pin number which is at location 13, and instead of calling it with the number, I can call it with this variable name called LED underscore pin. Then I have my setup function. It is written as void setup, opening and closing brackets, and then curly brackets. In between these curly brackets, we are going to write all the statements. Those are related with the setup function. So what are we setting up? We are simply saying that pin mode of LED underscore pin is output. What is pin mode here? We are going to discuss all of them in the future videos, but if you try to understand, we are saying that we are setting the mode for a pin whose location is 13 as output pin. So this is what we are doing. We are configuring our pin number 13 to be a digital output pin. Next, we will go to the loop function. So it is again a void function, void loop, opening and closing of brackets, and then curly brackets. So what do we do in this loop function? First of all, I say turn on the LED. That means I am using a inbuilt function called digital write. Again, we will discuss this function in detail in the future video. So digital write is going to write, that means it is going to command this particular pin number and it is going to write the output value on this pin number. So what is the number of the pin? That is LED underscore pin, that means pin number 13, and the value we are giving high, that means this line will make the LED glow. Okay, for how long and for how long should I wait before I give any other command? So for that there is a very important command that is called delay. Delay of 1000, by default the unit is in milliseconds, so 1000 millisecond means 1 second. That means for the next 1 second do not process any other command. That means definitely for this 1 second the LED will remain on. Okay, now if I want to switch off the LED, I can repeat the same statement. I can say digital write the same location of the pin as low. These are all syntax to write the program we will learn in the future videos, and then I'll say okay, now the LED is off, but for how long? Again we say fine, wait for one more second. So now if you see in this void loop function I have four statements. The first one is digital write LED pin high, wait for 1 second, digital pin going to low and wait for 1 second. That means LED will be on for 1 second, off for 1 second, and this loop will keep on repeating. So this is going to work like a forever loop. It will keep on working. So this is a program to glow an LED at pin number 13. In the next video, we are going to continue our discussions on more programming concepts. Thank you.